This instructional video will show you how to properly clean, reseason, and store any cast iron cookware you might have. There's some benefits to cooking with cast iron. The seasoning, which is the non-stick coating that's built up on the pan with cooking and reseasoning, is a natural surface. It doesn't require any potentially toxic or carcinogenic substances like Teflon that you see in some other non-stick cookware. Cast iron can also be used on the range top or in ovens, so it's kind of flexible. It's also very durable and long-lasting, and it's also a cheaper material than stainless steel or most multiply cookware that you see. For example, this 12-inch skillet that I'll be using to demonstrate only costs about like $30 versus an equivalent size skillet and stainless steel is about $70 to $100. So it's a pretty cheap surface. It's also naturally antibacterial because of the iron. You'll need something dirty, a dirty cast iron cookware like the skillet. You'll need a sink with warm water. You'll need some sort of scraper. In this case, I just use a blunt wooden spatula. You'll also need a dishcloth. And then you'll also need a silicone grip. Sometimes the pans come with that, or an oven mitt, something to protect yourself, because we are going to get the pan hot to reseason it. You'll also need a range, of course, to get the pan hot. You'll also need a paper towel soaked with cooking oil. You're going to want to make sure that the pan is cool. You'll want it to get to room temperature. If you put a hot cast iron cookware under water immediately after you take it off the heat, the cast iron can crack. You also won't want to use any soap products on cast iron, just water. Soap will remove all of the seasoning from the cast iron, which is the whole non-stick surface. The next time you cook with it, it will be a pain. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure you get some warm water. And then you're going to use your blunt scraper to scrape off any built up food chunks and particles, any excessive fat. And just wash all that away. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to seal the surface of the pan or whatever you're using. You're going to want to make sure it's smooth, so there's no chunks. That feels pretty good. So once you do that, you want to immediately kind of towel up any excessive water. Cast iron doesn't like water, so you're going to want to make sure that you get all the water that you can off, or else the pan might rust. So that's why the next step is we're going to want to put it on the range, and we're going to want to turn on the range to about medium heat. This will serve two purposes. It will heat up the pan so that any excess water stuck in kind of the nooks and crannies of it will evaporate, and it will also kind of open up the metal to get it ready to be reseasoned. So you can pinpoint when the pan is ready to be reseasoned by touching the base of the handle here. Once you start to feel the heat kind of creeping into this part of the handle, then the pan is ready to be reseasoned. The pan is hot now, so you need to make sure you take proper protection. Use a silicone grip on the handle, oven mitt on your free hand. When you're reseasoning, the pan can burn you, so be very careful. Start with all the other surfaces. Usually I like to do skillet, like kind of the cooking surface, then the sides, and then the bottom. Finish with the handle so that you can ensure you have a good grip on the cookware while you're seasoning it. So we're going to take it off heat. To season, you're just going to want to use your oil-covered paper towel and just coat the surfaces of the pan. You want to make sure you get in kind of the corners, the edges, also on the bottom. blast off the handle. So your cast iron is properly reseasoned. It should be a uniform, shiny black color. In terms of storage, you'll have to wait for it to cool down, but you can store it in a cabinet on a rubber mat. The pan is oily because of the seasoning. So you can also, some alternatives would be to just store it on your gas range, just as is. You can also place it, and this is what I like to do. You can just place it in your oven until you're ready to use it. So now your cast iron has been properly reseasoned, ready for another cooking. Enjoy!